Hello, coaches and leaders. Today we're talking about 2 steps into a successful future. And what does that look like, and how do we get there? So Marilyn O'Hearn here with Weekly Wisdom. And first, I want to say that one way of doing this is to look into the future and to have like a headline 6 months from now, 12 months from now. If we were reading about you or your team, then what would we be reading? What would be the success title? And within the article, what would we be reading about the obstacles that we have overcome or you have overcome? And then we can kind of work backwards, and that is a way of kind of tricking your brain into avoiding some of the fear and the drawbridge coming up when we think about moving forward and the obstacles that we may be encountering. So that's step one, or one option. And then step two is when you are coaching or you're in a leadership meeting guiding someone else and they're uncertain, which is so common today in our rapidly changing world, then instead of going into and really focusing a lot on fear and obstacles, to ask, what is the part of you that will move you forward? And so it's a strengths-based approach. That's what coaching is about. We believe people are creative, resourceful, and whole. And that is a way of accessing strengths, the person's strengths. And another question you can ask is, how have you successfully handled this in the past? And if the person or the team doesn't have an experience of successfully handling that in the past, then you can say, well, who do you know that has? And what have you learned from observing them? So again, instead of focusing on the fear and the obstacles, it's on the strengths and the part of you that you know will move you forward. So because, and I learned this from a neuroscientist, if we're focusing on the obstacles and the fear, that's where we will stay. And then that is where our brain sticks instead of into the solutions and the successfully moving forward. So those are 2 quick steps for unlocking potential as you successfully step into your future, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.